Well,
Oh, now he's in charge, too.
I'll say it like this: since you're here, you might as well be useful because now you're invading our territory. You know these guys, Trey Lamar, Chase Oliver, both out of AIW, Absolute Intense Wrestling, out of Cleveland, Ohio. If you can, be useful. Take the spotlight away from yourself just for 1 second. Give us some background on Chase Oliver and Trey Lamar.
If you've been hiding under a rock, you're going to see a lot of tag team interactions between these two men because they were a tag team in AIW for a long time. Trey Lamar and Chase Oliver, that is.
And from what I understand, wait a minute here, quick, shoulders down.
But Trey Lamar is so cocky, as you can see right there, him and Chase Oliver didn't last long. So Trey Lamar is in his own faction now called 40 Acres. And I hate 40 Acres. They're in an adamant blood feud with my faction, the Production.
Well, as I was saying before you so rudely cut me off, Chase Oliver, from what I understand, sustained a very serious injury, has been on the shelf for almost a year, is now trying to reestablish himself on the independent scene, correct?
That's pretty correct, but I'm out here to watch MV Young.
Yeah, this guy is all sleaze. I understand why you guys would work well together. Up and over goes MV Young. Man, soccer kick to the shins, and that is one of the trademarks of MV Young, innovating offense each time we see him in the ring. But Trey Lamar is so smooth and so agile, still in his formative years of wrestling.
Look at him. He's being too cocky. Chase Oliver's up right behind him.
Up and over here, and what agility from Chase Oliver. This is a young man that seems to have a ton of potential, just needs to stay healthy and have the platform to display it, and that's what we're seeing right here. Beautiful step up Rana, and what a counter. Paul, if you can, how the hell does someone get an advantage in a three-way scenario moving this quickly, but we have shoulders down?
Well, it's going to be difficult. You got to wait for an opportunity, and that seems to be what MV Young's doing right now, just kind of hanging out on the outside there, looking for his shot.
He is the ultimate opportunist, although that may be the athlete sitting to my left.
Look at that.
MV coming off the ropes, picked his spot, to your point, Paul, planted two boots into both opponents.
Not only is MV Young the leader of the Poly Cult, he is the smartest man in this match.
What the hell is a poly cult?
I don't know. If you follow him on Twitter, you'll be understanding what he's talking about. That's all he tweets about.
And some stiff kicks here. And MV Young, a man trained in Orlando, Florida, that started his career out in Pittsburgh, is now lighting up the Empire State in New York. And it's great to see him bring his skills back to the Steel City once again, because he's trying to solidify himself in RYSE wrestling. Able to avoid the contact. Very wise wrestling there, Paul. And man, Lamar got dumped on the back of his head.
What execution in that move there by MV Young.
And Derek, I'm gonna just ask you, since you're out here, why don't you just tell us, what the hell is the Grindhouse? What's their objective here in 2021? If you guys hate RYSE so much, why don't you get the hell out of here?
The Grindhouse's objective is we're going to do whatever we want, like I'm doing right now. I'm on commentary now.
You're disrupting the broadcast. That's what you're doing.
Not only am I the director of professional wrestling.
Beautiful shooting star.
He's got him here.
Sheesh.
Amazing agility. These young athletes know the platform they have here in the Stronghold.
I know Chase Oliver is definitely wanting to make a statement here, Jim. Even though I hate him and he has stupid little armbands, he is here to prove a point that he doesn't deserve to ever be on an Uprise show. He deserves to be on the main roster here. And that's the same thing with Trey Lamar. They're both here to prove a point.
Trey Lamar took the former RYSE Grand Champion Matt Connor to the limit just a few months ago. Springboard, that's why it's high risk.
Oh,
Oliver got caught up.
That's classic Trey Lamar.
Using every part of his surroundings to generate offense. 2.5.
Where's MV Young at?
So were you just out here to spew some of your propaganda for the production?
No, not at all, not at all. I'm out here to take a look at these up-and-comers because I am the superstar
So
of the year.
shameless self-promotion would just never be your motive?
No, not at all, not at all. I'm for the brand, if you say.
What brand is that?
The Grindhouse, RYSE Wrestling, professional wrestling as a whole. I'm trying to make things better, make wrestling great again.
If you start wearing a red hat, I'm stabbing you with this pen, and I'm not kidding. Lamar here trying to isolate Chase Oliver. Paul, if we can try to get back on track here, in this three-way matchup, is isolating an opponent the best way to go about this?
Well, it can be, but it just depends on the condition of the other opponent. I mean, is MV Young truly hurt outside that ring, or is he just, again, picking his moment?
He is a man that exploits everybody. He's a real sleazebag, but he's a hell of a professional wrestler.
But hey, this guy fights in the streets of Brooklyn,
Oh, man, what a back kick to the head.
Look at MV Young stirring.
5 minutes.
Yeah, Paul, to your point, in February, Falcon Arrow.
He's got him here. Has to be over.
Sheesh.
To your point, Paul, in February, MV Young having a no-ring death match during Fashion Week in New York. And don't ask me what the hell that is. The only thing I know is a professional wrestling ring will not be involved.
That's why I kind of had nothing to add to that. I mean, what in the world?
MV Young has been fighting people the likes of Casanova Valentine, Effie, and these type of matches all over the United States. They specialize in matches that are in a bar room, in a art gallery, and it's just bare knuckle. It's a fight. And that's what MV brings to RYSE Wrestling. Pure grit, sleaze. And honestly, MV is probably my, besides Shirlito, probably my best friend in RYSE Wrestling right now.
Man, backcracker, you want to talk about resourceful. You say the man can fight anywhere. He certainly can. And we're seeing him employ the ring as a tag team partner in this scenario.
Well, that was to my point earlier. This man, like we said, he fights in the streets. He fights in bars. And, you got to be one double tough son of a bitch, the last in New York City doing that kind of stuff.
I mean, Trey Lamar has definitely taken this gang mentality right now. He aligns himself with PB Smooth and another gentleman named AJ Gray and AIW, and they are malicious, militant thugs. It's where they take what they want by any means necessary.
Well, speaking
So
of
they're Grindhouse Light.
They're not as cool as me and Shirley, though.
speaking of PB Smooth, that coffin that you see in the background there will be employed later tonight as PB Smooth, who you mentioned, will challenge Matt Connard, former RYSE Grand Champion. Man, Oliver charging in. And again, Chase Oliver trying to pick his spot and make a name for himself here in Pittsburgh.
Out of the ring.
Oliver, what unbelievable balance, what offense. And this is a young man that's putting it all on the line. Cover here. Finds two.
And again, look at MV Young just kind of hanging out in the corner there while these two guys beat the crap out of each other.
And that's no coincidence. He's planning and plotting with a purpose. That's one of the reasons why MV Young is so dangerous inside the ring ropes or outside of it for that matter. He's always planning, always has a strategy.
I mean, and if you look at the bigger picture, MV Young does have experience on both of these two gentlemen here.
Well, we talked about MV fighting in the streets of New York. Trey Lamar from Canton, Ohio, one of the most dangerous cities in America, and is a young man that's using professional wrestling to better his life. It's an inspiring story, but I don't think that's something that you could quite appreciate, is it, Derek?
Ah, no, I hate them. I don't care if they were trained by Johnny Gargano. They're still bums. Both of them, Chase Oliver and Trey Lamar, both trained by Johnny Gargano in the WWE right now.
Come on now. I mean, you're a director. They love a feel-good story.
Nah. I like hardship, pain, crying, drama.
Look out. Jumping Pele kick, tattooed Chase Oliver in the top of the head. Shotgun drop kick for MV Young.
Yeah,
I
once
like
again,
that. He nearly decapitated Trey Lamar with that drop kick.
picking his moment there.
And we've got everybody down. I believe the first man to their feet here will have a definitive advantage in the conclusion of this contest.
That's if any one of them can get to their feet. None of them, they're all barely moving.
And I believe it may be gut check time here. We've seen the technique, we've seen the stellar aerial ability, but it's down to who wants it more, who wants to make their name as we kick off 2020. Envy Young showing his morality there. Blatant rake of the eyes.
This tag team tandem offense between these two is going to be what the downfall is of them here.
Look out, Trey Lamar could be going for a highlight reel moment. Launching himself like a missile through the ropes. Lands on his feet. Poetry in motion.
That may be nice. Look at Chase Oliver out there. Chase Oliver is probably the most skilled high flyer from the AIW Academy.
Oh God,
That's covering a lot of ground. Orihara moonsault. Look at the height.
Unbelievable.
Chase Oliver is making his name right here.
What you guys don't know is this RYSE ring is higher than all the other wrestling rings. So that moonsault off the top was so high. Oh my God.
Shooting star press. Unbelievable.
Oh.
Double stomp. Action all over the place. And it's Lamar.
Chase Oliver has been eliminated.
Lamar getting the first pinfall. Three-way dance rules here.
So that leaves Oliver eliminated and is now down to MV Young and Trey Lamar.
Trey Lamar looks exhausted, but we know this young man is such a stellar athlete. Can he will himself forward to get the big victory here? Because this matchup is a matchup we will be talking about for a long time.
Straight right hands, though, of MV Young just rocking Trey Lamar now.
Bicycle kick.
Trey Lamar's dangerous with those feet. His legs are way stronger than his arms. So when he hits you with a kick, you can be knocked out at any second. Oh my God.
To your point, using those feet again.
Oh, low bridge
Again,
there.
MV Young, so resourceful. That's really one of the trademarks of his career.
That
Did you see
running
Trey
knee.
Lamar's his teeth fly out of his mouth there?
Right to the side of the head, right to the mouth.
And MV Young, again, showing wisdom beyond his years, puts his opponent back in the ring where he can win the matchup.
Gonna go up top here, trying to go for it all now.
And right to the lumbar region.
A lot of double stomps this match, guys.
I'm seeing that.
2.5.
Trey Lamar barely kicking out of that, though.
I believe you're enjoying this because you just like to see Trey Lamar getting beat up inside the ring, right?
I love it. I love seeing graphic acts of violence.
Yeah, why am I not
That's
surprised?
what the Grindhouse, that's our foundation.
Yeah, you're a director. Anybody tell you remind me of Harvey Weinstein?
Ha! I follow standards and practices.
Oh, look out here.
Oh my God.
Oh, God.
Caught him
Kick
right in
right
the
to the temple. Lamar faked him out, drove him in.
I think MV's teeth flew out of his mouth there.
Something went flying there for sure.
These young Lions are putting their names
If this is a double stomp, I'm leaving.
in the Pittsburgh Wrestling Circle.
Oh
You're out of here.
Take two. We're going to edit that out in post-production.
And how the hell did MV Young kick out of that?
Look at the look in Trey Lamar's eyes.
Lamar
He cannot
landed the
believe
shot perfectly. And you can see, and I don't blame him. I don't know. So much action, so much offense, and still that wasn't enough to get it done. I may not like MV Young's attitude, but this guy is proving that he's going to give it to you.
MV's going to give it to you.
He's calling for it again.
Oh, MV Stern. MV Stern. Oh, like a cat.
Look out. Oh, this is dangerous here, gentlemen. Crashing to the canvas. Nice transition.
Hold on, though.
And again with the bridge. Shoulders down.
Oh, they're still connected.
Yeah, MV Young hanging on like a pit bull right
This is a
now.
hell of a matchup. We are seeing the future of RYSE Wrestling.
And a low blow right there.
Genius.
That's
Had
also completely illegal. And MV Young exposing the knee.
Oh,
It's the shot you don't see that takes you out. And that may be it for Trey Lamar, excuse me.
MV Young with the money shot there.
Knee right to the back of the skull.
Has as a result of a pinfall, the American Attraction